Hi yogis, my name is Lisa. Welcome to today's 1-hour yoga practice that is based around one of the niyamas, or observences. And the niyama that is the theme of this class is Santosha, contentment. So within this class we're looking for a sense of contentment, not seeking for the perfect pose, not averting poses that we're not maybe so comfortable in, but trying them out and just finding a sense of peace, a sense of contentment in the class. For this class, you're going to need 2 blocks, but don't worry if you don't have them. As usual, you can do the poses without those blocks. So we'll just start here in a comfortable seated position. Feet can be crossed, or you can sit up on a bolster or a cushion. You can sit on your knees, any place that's comfortable for you. And just close your eyes and let's just take a moment to set the breath and try to find a little bit of peace and contentment on our mats. And find a sense of being exactly where you need to be right now. And even though contentment means also not trying to avoid things that make us uncomfortable, during this practice, feel free at any time to come out of a pose early. Because contentment also means being content with where you are today, not trying to always push through, but knowing your limits and being content with those limits. Just breathing here, long, slow, steady inhales, long, slow, steady exhales. Allowing the breath to help you find that peace. Breathing in positivity, exhaling out any worries, any concerns. You are exactly where you need to be right now. Keeping the eyes closed, open the arms out wide. And then cross the arms over each other. And give yourself a hug, looking down here and swaying gently side to side. On your next inhale, open the arms up, keep the eyes closed. Switch the cross, give yourself a big hug again, looking down. Sway side to side. And then bring the hands back down onto the knees. And when you're ready, slowly open the eyes. And we'll start here, just rocking gently forward and back on our hips here. Inhaling as you come forward, exhaling as you round the spine, looking towards the navel. So it's like a cat-cow here in our seated cross-legged position. And you can start making those movements bigger, you can make those movements smaller, find your own movement here. Keeping inhaling forward, exhaling back. Just follow your breath. Really warming up the spine here, finding some movement in the upper body. And the arms can move too, or the hands can slide up and down the thighs as you move. Find what works for you. Do this about 10 more times. Really waking our bodies up. If you're following the same breath as me, we've got about 5 more to do. Like I said, go at your own pace. Always follow your own breath. We all breathe at different speeds. Some of us breathe faster, some of us breathe slower. And then when you're ready, just come back to center. And then we'll start circling the spine round to the right, inhaling again as you come forward, exhaling as you come back. Maybe those circles start small and get bigger, or maybe right from the beginning it feels good to do a little bigger with those circles. Again, finding what works for you and moving with your own breath. And smile. Really finding that sense of comfort, sense of contentment with your own movement, with your own body. Just keep those circles going. Inhaling forward and exhaling as you come back. And you can feel free to get the head involved as well. Maybe look towards the navel as you come back. Maybe get the shoulders involved. Anything that feels good for you and your body. About 10 more times here. Keep smiling and stay present. And then we'll make this our last one. Inhaling forward, exhaling back, come to center, and we'll switch the direction. So whatever direction you went in last time, go in the other direction now. Keeping the inhales as you come forward and the exhales as you move back. Make those circles any size that you like. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just keep the spine circling. You can get the head involved again. You can get the arms more involved, the shoulders more involved. Find your own movement. Everyone's movement will look slightly different. That's the same with every yoga pose, even though we talk a lot about alignment. We will all look different. We have different bodies and our bodies need different things. Be content with where you are and be content with each pose that you do in the shape of your pose. Just keep those inhales forward, exhales back. Keep circling over both sides. And we'll take about 10 more times here. Big juicy circles. Last two. to center. We'll just stretch the spine up, look up a little bit. And exhale as you round the spine, look towards the navel. And back to center. Now we're going to do some side stretches. The right hand is going to reach up overhead, coming over towards the left, while the left hand reaches across the body and towards the right. So inhale as we reach up. And then come to the other side. So inhale will always take you back to center, and exhale as you side bend. Inhale back to center, and exhale, bend over to the other side. So again, let's just follow our breath and find some organic movement here. Dance with those arms. Imagine you're swimming through water with those arms. From side to side, you can look up towards the upper arm. If that's nice on your neck. Whatever feels right for you. Just dance with those arms. Finding some openness in that side body. Stretching the arms. We'll just do this a few more times. Following the breath, inhaling as you come to center, exhaling as you side bend. Let's make it one last time on each side. And then coming back, inhaling to center and dropping the hands back to the knees. From here, we'll just turn over the right knee and we'll walk the hands forward. Just folding gently over that right knee. Inhale as you walk the hands back up. And let's switch sides, looking over the left side. And just walk your way down over that left knee. Feeling the stretch along the right side of the body now. And on your next inhale, just walk the hands back up to center. Stretch the right leg out long, keeping the left leg tucked in. And we're going to reach over that right leg. And then we'll come up, pressing into our hand, coming up on the knee and just stretching up and over. Starting to make our movements a little bigger here. You can look up at that right hand if that feels nice for you. Let's do this 4 times. So reaching over that right leg. And then inhaling to reach up and over. Exhaling as you come down and reach over that right leg. Inhaling as you come up and stretch up and over. Exhaling down and coming over that right leg. Inhaling as you come up and over. And I think it's one more time we're going to do that. Exhaling, coming over that right leg. And inhaling, up and over. Come back down, keeping the position, turning your body over that right leg. And let's just walk the hands forward and this time hold your fold. It's still early on in the practice, so you might not come down as deep as you usually do. Be content with that. Be content with wherever you are. If you're up here, absolutely fine. All the way up, nowhere is not okay. let's walk the hands back up, coming back to our easy seated position here. Just reach the arms up, bring the palms of the hands together through heart center and back to the knees. I'll scooch over a little bit here on my mat to reach the left leg long. I'll take that to the other side. So fold over that left leg and then inhale, reaching up. Really getting a great stretch here along the left side of the body. Exhaling down to come over that left leg. And inhale as you reach up and over. Feel free to look up towards that left hand. And exhaling down, folding over that left leg. Inhaling as we come up, sweeping up and over, looking up towards the left hand. Exhaling down, coming over that left leg. And then let's sweep ourselves up and over for the last time. Stretching out that side body. Coming down, and let's just walk our hands over that left leg. Coming forward as far as feels good for you right now, this moment, on this day, and at this moment of your practice. And then on your next inhale, just walk the hands back up. And we'll come back to your easy seat here in the middle of your mat. Reach the arms up, up, up. Hands come through heart center. And back to the knees. Let's move on to tabletop. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And again, we're going to continue with our circles. So we'll just start moving to the right. And we can start small, circling those hips around. And you can gradually make those circles a little bigger. As you please, they don't have to be made bigger. If you feel a few crackles or hear a few crackles. You can come all the way back into child's pose. Find yourself all the way forward in cobra. Whatever feels good, just some organic movement that feels right for your body today. No stress, no strain. Whatever feels good. And we're really stretching out that spine here. Getting everything moving. And 2 more times over in this direction. And then we'll move to the other side. Last time. And then let's switch direction, inhaling forward and exhaling back. So whatever direction you did the first time, go in the other direction now. Again, you can keep those circles small to begin with, or the whole time, or you can make them bigger, whatever feels good. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Just keep yourself moving. And enjoy this fluid motion. Enjoy the flow. Moving like water. Maybe 2 more times here, inhaling forward, exhaling back, and last time, inhale forward, exhale back. Come up to tabletop again, let's walk the hands forward, dropping the forehead down to the mat into our puppy pose. Take the hips over the knees. next inhale, walk the hands back up, and then sit back, keeping the arms long into your child's pose. On your next inhale, find your way back to tabletop position on your mat. Wrists under the shoulders, hips over the knees. Now let's turn over onto our right, coming into this supported side plank. Opening up the arm here. So you're facing the right side of your mat. Looking up towards that right hand. And we're just going to circle the hand a few times here, following the hand with your gaze. Forward and up. Forward and up, just 3 times in one direction. And up. And then reverse the direction, following that hand with your gaze, if that's okay, in your neck. And then last time, looking up, let's stretch that arm over again, looking towards the fingers. And return to tabletop, recentering yourself again. Let's bring the right hand a little more towards the middle of the center of the mat. Spinning around on that right foot, bringing the left foot onto the mat. Opening up into our side plank on the other side. It's a modified side plank, so we've got our knee on the mat. Let's circle that left hand 3 times in one direction. And bring it forward first. Follow the hand with your gaze. And one last time. And then reverse the direction. Following that hand. Reaching up and then reach the hand over once again. Getting a good side stretch here. And then find your way back to tabletop. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Stretch the right foot back. Stretch the left foot back into our plank pose here. Keeping those shoulders over the wrists. And we'll hold plank for a count of 10. 10, 9, 8, drawing the navel in towards the spine. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step the right foot forward towards the edge of your mat, pointing the toes slightly out to the side. And then step your left foot forward. Again to the outside of the mat, turning the toes out east-west, coming into our Malasana Squat here. Hands, palms of the hands come together, the elbows pressing into the inside of the knees. Feel free to take a block here. If that feels more comfortable, take 1, even 2 blocks, cushion, whatever you need. And you can sit on that, getting exactly the same benefits, really opening up those hips. Just breathe here for a moment. And then place the hands down on the mat. Start to straighten the legs, spin the toes forward. Coming into our forward fold. Feel free to have the knees bent here or keep them straight. Whatever feels good. On your inhale, spin the toes out, coming back into our Malasana Squat. On the exhale, bringing the hands down, straightening those legs, coming into our forward fold. Feet facing forward. And on your inhale, spinning the toes out, dropping the hips down back into a Malasana Squat. 2 more times. As you exhale, bring the hands down, straighten the legs, spinning the toes forward, forward, fold over the leg. Inhale, turn the toes out, dropping the hips back down into our Malasana Squat, crown of the head reaching towards the sky. On your next exhale, place the palms of the hands down, spin the feet forward, coming into our forward fold. And on your next inhale, spinning the feet out, dropping the hips down back into our Malasana here. Bring the palms of the hands back down onto the mat, pressing into those feet, spinning them forward. And let's grab onto the elbows here and just rock slowly side to side in this forward fold. And then let's release the elbows and roll all the way up, vertebra by vertebra, to standing. And then we'll come to Tadasana at the front of our mats here. Feet together, hands down by the side, palms of the hands facing forward. Take a moment, breathe, as we start to move the body into some sun salutations here. Inhale, reach the palms of the hands up towards the ceiling, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, back to plank. And we'll start with dropping the knees, coming into knees, chest, chin, cobra. Pressing into the knees and the hands, coming back to your child's pose briefly, and straightening the legs up into our first downward dog. So we'll pedal the feet here for a moment. Stretching out the hamstrings one at a time. Walking the feet, keep the hands shoulder width apart. And then when you're ready, find your place of stillness here. Just breathing, the knees can be bent. Be content with where you are in this pose. Eyes of the elbows rolling forward. Broadening through the back. Heels tucked behind the toes. On your next inhale, look forward. Walk or step the feet between the hands. Halfway lift and exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale to rise, palms of the hands together. And exhale through heart center. And back to Tadasana. Inhale, arms reach up and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands can be on the mat, on the shins, on the thighs, wherever you find your best extension and your best length. And exhale, stepping back to plank, coming through your vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, and upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Feel the hollowing out of the belly. Feel the weight distributed between the hands and the feet. On your next inhale, look forward, walk or step the feet between the hands. Halfway lift. And exhale, fold over the leg. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. And exhale the arms through heart center, back to Tadasana. Inhale, reaching the arms up towards the sky, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale back to plank, and coming through your version of a vinyasa. Take a few breaths here again in downward dog. Feel the heat starting to build in the body. embrace it. And your next inhale, look forward. Step the feet between the hands. Halfway lift and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise, gathering up all that energy. And exhale back to Tadasana. We'll take that flow one more time. This time in silence as you follow your own breath. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Breathing here. And your next inhale, look between the hands, walk or step the feet between the hands, halfway lift and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise, bringing the palms of the hands together and exhale. Back to Tadasana. Inhale, bend deeply into the knees. Coming into our chair pose as the arms reach up towards the ceiling. And exhale, fold over those legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, coming through your vinyasa. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot between the hands, drop the back knee. And reach the arms up to Anjaneyasana. Looking up towards the thumbs if that's comfortable on your neck. Exhale, brings the hands down to frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes, coming back to plank and through your vinyasa. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps between the hands, dropping the back knee. And finding your way into your Anjaneyasana. Your next exhale, drop the hands down to frame the front foot. Stepping back to plank and coming through your vinyasa. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling, exhaling here. Letting those heels sink towards the mat. On your next inhale, look forward, step the feet between the hands. Halfway lift and exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, bend deeply into the knees, reaching up into our chair pose. And exhale, back to Tadasana. Inhale as you bend the knees, reaching up again to chair pose. Exhale, fold over those legs. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale. Back to plank and through your vinyasa. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right hand between, or right foot between the hands, dropping the left knee. From here, let's stretch back into Dahana Manasana, half splits. Folding over that leg. Inhale, takes you forward, look forward. Exhale, back to half split. Flow with your breath here. Inhale, forward. And exhale, push back to Dahana Manasana. Inhale takes you forward. Lengthen that spine, smile. Exhale, folding over that leg. Inhale, takes you forward. And exhale, fold over that leg. And this time, let's take a couple of breaths here. In this half split position, lengthen the spine over that leg. Right hip drawing back. It has a tendency to come forward in this pose. And then inhale as you come forward. And exhale, back to plank and through your version of a vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, an upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog, and inhale, left foot comes forward, dropping the right knee. Exhale, as you straighten that left leg, coming into Ardha Manasana, half splits. Inhale takes you forward, flow with the breath, and exhale, back to half splits, Ardha Manasana. Inhale takes you forward, exhale takes you back. Inhale, forward, exhale, back. Inhale takes you forward, and exhale back to Ardha Manasana. We'll hold this for just a couple of breaths, drawing now that left hip back, lengthening over the left leg. Now next inhale, coming forward, plant the hands on the mat, step back to plank, and come through your version of your vinyasa. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here, hollowing out the belly, tucking those heels behind the toes. Eyes of the elbows rolling forward and broadening through the back. Your next inhale, look forward, walk or step the feet between the hands. Halfway lift and exhale, forward fold. Inhale as you bend into the knees, reaching up into our chair pose. And exhale, back to Tadasana. Inhale, bend the knees, reaching up into our chair pose. And exhale as you fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, back to plank, coming through your version of your vinyasa. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward between the hands, dropping the back knee. Now let's keep those left toes tucked. And on our exhale, we're going to straighten both legs, folding over that right leg. Inhale will take you forward into that Anjaneyasana position. And exhale as you fold over the leg, straightening both legs. Inhale, forward. And exhale to fold. Inhale takes you forward, and exhale as you fold over that leg. Inhale takes you forward, and exhale, fold over that leg. And this time we'll hold. Feel free to walk the hands back through space, turning the hands, the fingers towards the back of the mat. Make sure that right hip is drawing back. When you're ready, walk the hands back to frame the front foot. Inhale as you come forward, and exhale steps you back to plank and coming through your vinyasa. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, steps the left foot between the hands, drop the back knee. Let's keep those toes tucked. So right toes tucked. And then as you exhale, straighten both legs, folding over the left leg. Inhale takes you forward, flow with your breath. Exhale, straighten both legs. Inhale takes you forward. Exhale as you fold over the legs. Inhale takes you forward. And exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale takes you forward. Exhale, let's fold over those legs. And let's hold it for a few breaths this time again. Come up the hands back, spinning the fingers around towards the back of the mat. Lengthening over that left leg, drawing the left hip back. The next inhale, bring the hands back to frame the front foot, dropping the back knee. And then let's find our way back to plank, coming through a vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. On your next inhale, look towards the hands. Walk or step the feet towards the hands. Lengthen the spine. And exhale as you fold over those legs. Inhale, bend deeply into the knees. Reaching the arms up to chair pose. And coming back to your Tadasana. Take a moment here to breathe. Adjust your clothes. From here, we're going to place our hands on our hips. Make sure you have a firm base with those feet. And we're going to do some gentle calf raises. So we're going to reach up onto those toes. And then bringing the heels back down to the mat. We'll do that 10 times. Inhale to rise. And exhale to fall. Keeping your balance by finding a point of focus. Growing tall. Crown of the head reaching towards the sky. And in this last one, let's hold it. Stretch the arms out in front of you. And then let's bend those knees. And slowly coming down into your squat, if you can. From here, fold forward. And see if you can wrap your arms around those knees, coming into this little ball here. You're staying up in the toes. And then let's drop the heels down onto the mat and see if you can keep the hips up off the mat, staying in this little ball. Keeping the weight forward. So you're keeping the hips off the mat. And then let's drop the hips down onto the mat. I'll scooch myself back a little bit here. Now from here, reach the arms forward. We're just going to do some core work here. Inhale as you stretch forward and exhale. Really drawing that navel in towards your back. Coming back. Inhale. Takes you forward and exhale as you draw the navel in. Coming down wherever you can. Inhale. Takes you forward and exhale back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Follow your own breath here. About 3 more times. Really engaging that core, pulling in that navel. Last time. Coming back, up, reaching the arms up overhead, stretching the legs long, looking up towards those hands, and then let's fold over those legs, coming into your own depth wherever you are today. Try to find length in that spine. You can grab peace fingers around the big toes. You can take hold of the outsides of the feet. Or maybe you're up here today, and that's also absolutely fine. Come into your own depth. And then when you're ready, come back up to seated. Let's bring in the right foot towards the heart center here. Right knee pointing out to the side, so you're externally rotating that leg. Now let's bring the left sole of the foot to meet the right, holding on to those feet and letting the knees fall open towards the earth. So you're in this floated Badakanasana here. We're not dropping the feet down to the mat, but we're staying up, balancing here on our hips. Just breathe here, finding length in the spine, openness in the hips. And then when you're ready, you can drop the feet down to the mat, opening up the knees to the right and the left, coming into Badakanasana. And if you like, you can find a fold over those legs to your own depth. Really feeling the external rotation in those hips. Feel free to place a block under the knees if that would feel more comfortable for you. And then when you're ready, inhale your way back up to seated. And let's bring the knees back together and give yourself a big hug. Now from here, we're going to need our blocks. So let's grab those and we'll just take them back beside us, back a little bit in the mat so we can grab them when we lie down. Reach the arms forward and then slowly rolling down the spine all the way onto our backs. And we can bend the knees, planting the feet on the mat, hip width apart. Now let's lift up our hips. I would take one block or two if, but one might be sufficient. So one block or two, and we're going to just place them under our sacrum. So from here, we're not going to turn the head. Make sure we're facing right up to the ceiling, and find your place. Make sure those blocks are not placed in the lower back. They're not placed there in the arch of the back, but they're on the sacrum. You might need to play around a little bit here to find what works for you in the right position for yourself. And just have a moment here in this bridge pose, supported bridge, to sink in to those blocks. Let yourself be supported by them. So if 2 blocks is too much, just 1 block will do. Now let's bend the right knee into the chest, and then reach the right leg long, straightening out that leg as much as you can towards the ceiling. Keep the left knee pointing up towards the sky. And then bend that right knee and place the foot back down onto the mat. Left knee comes in towards the chest. Straighten that left leg as much as possible. Reaching those toes up towards the sky. And then bending the left knee and bringing the foot back down onto the mat. If it feels comfortable for you and accessible, bring both knees in towards the chest and straighten both legs up towards the ceiling. This nice, gentle, supported shoulder stand variation here. Keeping your gaze soft on those toes. And even close the eyes. Taking a few breaths here. This gentle inversion. When you're ready, bend the knees. Bring the feet back down onto the mat, hip width apart. Now press into the feet if you're on 2 blocks. And lift the hips up slightly, and then drop the hips back down onto that block. Keeping that block on your sacrum, reposition as needed. And then just stretch those legs long, opening up the palms towards the ceiling. Really opening up the front of the body here. Find that sense of peace, contentment, follow the breath. Let that breath help you find that sense of peace, of stillness. When you're ready, bend the knees again, placing the feet on the mat, lift up the hips slightly, bring the hips back down onto the mat. Draw the knees into your chest. Give yourself a really lovely big hug. Drop the knees over to the left, looking over the right shoulder. Gentle twist here. On your next inhale, bring the knees back to the center, and then over towards the right, looking over the left shoulder. Next inhale, knees back to the center. One last big hug here. And then extend the legs down, out long on your mat. Let the feet fall open east-west, arms out from the sides, palms facing up. Get out any wiggles, any bits of discomfort. So you can settle into stillness here. Feel yourself supported by the earth. Feel yourself at peace with where you are right now. Feel yourself at peace with your practice. Content with exactly where you are today. Find contentment with each pose. And then exhale and let go of any feelings of discontentment. Breathe in positivity. Breathe in contentment. Breathe in peace. And now take a few moments in silence and just breathe. when you're ready, find some movement in those fingers, in those toes. Stretch the arms long overhead. Point the toes, stretch the legs, get a really good full body stretch here. And then draw the knees into the chest and roll over onto your right side. Taking a moment here. Keep the eyes closed. And then when you're ready, press into the left hand, bringing yourself up to a nice, gentle, easy seat in the center of your mat. Keep the eyes closed. Just breathe. Be content with where you are today. Be content with your practice. You are exactly where you needed to be today. You are exactly where you need to be. Bring the hands to heart center. You can slowly open your eyes, keeping your gaze nice and soft. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Love and light. May your heart always shine bright. Namaste.